Bueno, ya estamos aquí en otro episodio más de esta serie de NBA 2K16 en el modo Mi Carrera. Ahí, bueno, seguimos. Por donde lo habíamos dejado, que ya recordáis que habíamos ido a la NBA. Os había cogido Miami. Y bueno, a partir de aquí ya no sé cómo va esto. Porque pone ahí partido de la NBA 1 de 8. Supongo que iremos por fases. Pero no sé si los partidos van a ser muy largos o serán por puntos de inflexión o yo qué sé. O por desafíos, no sé. Ya lo veremos. A ver. Venga, vamos a darle. Empezaremos en el banquillo, supongo.
All right. You all know why we're here and what we came to do this year. This is only the beginning of a very long season, but Game 1 means just as much as Game 82. Now, we have some new faces here that I really expect to make an impact for us this season. We've already seen flashes of what they can do for us, but I expect all of you to go out there and execute just like we did in camp. Ain't no more excuses. It's time to get serious. If we play our brand of basketball, there's no telling where this team can go. So get out there, get warm, and let's go win this game.
Vamos a ganar el partido.
My first NBA game. This is something I've been waiting for my entire life. And to be honest, I'm a little bit nervous.
Que es algo que estaba esperando por mucho tiempo, pero que está un poco nervioso.
Do what I was born to do. I hope I can make my family proud.
Bueno, voy a hacer sentir orgulloso a mi familia. Bueno, veremos si te sacan, macho. Porque no sé si nos van a sacar. Bueno, y en Estados Unidos.
And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks everyone for joining us here in the start of a new season.
Hombre, aquí supongo será difícil jugar, porque con Wade y estos.
We'll see the Miami Heat defending home turf in the Eastern Conference.
Vale, Nicolás Batum nos tocará defender a este tío. Cortando hacia canasta, muy bueno rematando jugadas, defectos, te ponen todo esto, vale. Entro como alero. Vale, a ver.
Well said, and I hope so too. I mean, as a player, you want to stay even keeled, but it's almost impossible. I mean, there's just so much that you've gone through to reach this point.
Joder, es que me ha pasado aquí la patata caliente, macho. Ha esperado hasta el último segundo el tío. Bueno, me han sacado para 10 segundos nada más, pero bueno. Iremos a ver cómo avanza esto. No vale eso.
And indeed, they're going to look at it again. They need to be certain he beat the buzzer.
Yeah, and at this point in the game, you know, some might say, hey, can't we just skip the replay this time around? But you just never know.
The basket's coming early.
Bueno, pues nos han sacado 10 segundos. Bien, ¿no?
Lead by 8. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back.
A ver. Sí, pero... Hostia. Vale, lo siento, lo he pasado. Lo he pasado esto. Esto no... Ah, mira, se puede simular y guardar y salir. Vale. A ver, espera un momento. A ver qué tenemos. Estadísticas. Cámara. A la cámara la dejaré así. que pasa es que nos sale esto arriba a la derecha, nuestras estadísticas, pero no sé si lo quitaré al final. Estoy acostumbrado a quitar las cosas durante el partido y he quitado ahí nuestras declaraciones. Pero bueno. Estos, como no confían en nosotros, no nos van a pasar la bola. Ah, pues sí. Bueno, falta con el cuerpo.
But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the league. Just not as consistent as he needs to be, and a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
Chalmers passes the Freak. Dishes it to Green. 5 to shoot.
Ah, bueno, por lo menos estos tiran, macho. No como en la universidad, que no se jugaba ni tiro. Cuidado.
Jefferson is checked in for Kaminsky. Zeller comes in for Hansbrough. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Walker. Jefferson, a screen on Chalmers.
A ver, cuidado, porque es que aquí me están cambiando de defensa.
Shot clock at 6. Lynn against Chalmers. Good.
Joder.
Lynn's got his second
En Jeremy Lin, ¿no?
The Heat leading by 7. And Chalmers kicks to Freak. A 3.
Joder. Me estoy jugando demasiado, Y es el primer partido y no lo estamos haciendo muy bien,
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro and it was only a 1-footer. Come on now.
Here's Green. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Lamb dishes to Lynn.
Espero que nuestros jugadores metan puntos, o sea, no como los partidos normales que te meten todo, pero tú no metes nada. Joder. Y he permitido el rebote. Por eso no me gusta esto, lo de arriba a la derecha. Que te quedan mirando mucho las estadísticas y el partido al final. Vale, nos sientan. Descanso, o sea que ya han pasado 2 cuartos. Hostia, a ver. Aquí me van a echar la bronca.
Hey guys, listen up. We've got a good lead, but lots of basketball left to play. I'll start with what's been a solid offensive effort for us. We're shooting the ball well.
Nos ponen las estadísticas, pero no hemos hecho nada.
You guys haven't forced it. Good work. One thing I liked, our passing, getting a lot of assists. Unselfish passing can get us into a nice rhythm, and that's how we get ourselves on a run. And let's try to play the second half at a moderate pace. Not too slow, but not too fast that it turns into a shootout. That's not what we want. One more thing before I go. We can't let down our intensity. Stay focused, and let's close this one out strong.
Vale. Vamos a ver. Bueno, continuamos. Esto lo vamos a pasar. Vale, ahora nos toca contra este. Yo creo que al final lo quitaré esto de arriba a la derecha, las estadísticas. Toma, vamos.
Oh, and what a feeling it's got to be as we get to see the very first NBA bucket from Freak.
You know, and there we have it, the first
A ver si poco a poco vamos enganchando algunas.
That's exactly right. I mean, it's the NBA that's going to have to show it can handle him, not the other way around. He's ready.
Here's Jefferson.
Este la mete. Había entrado hasta la cocina ya, así que... Va, buena esa. Por aquí nos la pasarán poco, supongo. Hostia. Qué mal. Vale, voy a intentar concentrarme un poco. Pedir pase ignorado. Vale, esa es asistencia. Más fácil.
Stoudemire's got the lead up to 13 now for the Heat.
That's really told the story today, guys. I mean, throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and then finish.
More active and more physical down low. That's what's really been the difference thus far.
Vale, además puntos en defensa tenemos pocos. Nos hemos puesto todo en el tiro. Joder, la cámara, tío.
All night as well. That's just pure effort and hustle.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Chris Anderson is checked in for Bosch. And Winslow subbed in for Mario Chalmers. And then for Charlotte, Kaminsky, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. Batum comes in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Jeremy Lamb.
Claro, es que driblando el balón tampoco somos muy buenos de momento.
Outside Batum. Walker with a clean look.
Bueno,
Charlotte no
rebote.
good that time either.
That's a look you cannot pass up. It's also one you shouldn't miss.
And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long
qué mal.
strides, runs fast.
Estamos haciendo fatal, Primer partido.
He covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend three positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
Jefferson attacking, and he jams it with authority.
Cutting into the lead with a huge one-hand throwdown.
That's how to get your team back into it.
Yes, sir.
I tell you what, guys, that might also put a little spark into those guys.
Joder, qué mal. Encima es que estaban dentro de la línea de tres, así que iba a ser de dos en vez de triple.
Jefferson kicks to Kaminsky. It's 3 pointers off the mark.
And guys, now the NBA has what's called player tracking. I mean, they can show how much ground a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders, 2 seasons ago, he was number 1.
Kept alive. Anderson.
Estamos fallando un huevo.
Two-handed slam.
And great effort on the boards. And what a that was, Gary. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
Bueno, decía que me la iba a jugar todas, pero de momento no sé yo si es buena idea, No tenemos muchas estadísticas.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit.
Último cuarto, supongo me sentarán. Me sacarán ahí 1 minuto y algo. Bueno.
So an almost entirely new group in now for Charlotte. Al Jefferson, he's checked in for Hansman. Kaminsky comes in for Zeller. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Kemba Walker in for Jeremy Lin. Setting the floor for the Hornets. They've got Batum. Jeremy Lamb out there with Kemba Walker. Then it's Kaminsky, and it's Jefferson in at the center position.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Heat.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, seemed torn.
Bueno, por lo menos.
Quite honestly, they were able to do more or less. Whatever they wanted to do.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And it will be a fight, Greg. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Wade. A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving.
Joder, es que fallamos mucho.
And here's Walker.
Hay que subir las estadísticas. Bueno, pero ganamos igualmente.
So Miami takes this one by a big
Se ha hecho un mal partido, pero hemos
This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
That concludes the first game.
he hecho lo mal, tío, si no hemos hecho nada.
Thanking you for watching.
5 puntos. Bueno,
The 2K Sports post-game
dan
show.
algunas
Welcome back,
monedas.
everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Wayne Wade.
Well, Dwayne Wade was at his best.
Bueno, esto lo vamos a pasar.
And that's it for our bro.
Vale, avanzamos. Estos primeros partidos sí que vamos a poder ir. Galardón de bloqueado, partidos jugados en mi carrera. En minutos jugados en mi carrera. Vale. Vale, 2 de 8 podemos seguir avanzando. Que así podemos ir avanzando y eso rapidito. Pero hay que jugar mejor, Uf.
I'm coming home. New York City, baby. I'll be honest. I'm pretty excited. Mama, Pops, and Cece. Yeah, they're going to be there. Playing in front of them in an NBA uniform for the first time is going to be a special moment.
Bueno, que está muy excitado porque va a Nueva York, que es su casa, donde pertenece el freak, que nos llamamos así.
It's all good, though. I've been waiting for this my entire life. And now I'll be ready.
Venga, a ver. Supongo que nos quedaremos en el banquillo todavía.
It's time for NBA action. Along with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg,
A ver.
this is Kevin Harlan.
Aunque no ha habido escena ni nada, a lo mejor no han venido nuestra familia o lo que sea. Yo qué sé. Hostia, me va a tocar defender a este. Es que no tengo nada en defensa.
3-point lead. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And really the signature of that game was what they were able to do from a defensive standpoint, particularly.
Vamos a intentar que no esté muy cerca del aro.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
Y no me la pase, mamón. Este va a tirar. Vamos a hacer lo mismo que en el primer partido. Nos sacan como 10 segundos.
Plenty of offense in this closely contested first quarter of play. Knicks lead by 3. And back with the start of the second quarter in just
Chris Bosh. Bueno, tampoco nos interesa mucho lo que diga.
That's the kind of guy you can't help Greg but love for his attitude and ability to be, you know, in touch with that kid he once was. I know you played the same way. Chris Bosh is living the dream like you did and loving it.
That's a great point, Kevin. And I think most of the guys in the league feel that same way. I mean, they may not be able to say it
Bueno, 18-19.
as smoothly as Chris does, but inside every NBA player is a kid who's still thrilled to wear the uniform and play the game they love.
And the second quarter getting underway. No team gaining an edge so far.
Ahí, aunque no se acerquen al aro, me vale.
Well, they've dictated tempo with their defense and been able to force some turnovers.
Yeah, and you know they've also done a good job
Vale, rebote. Vamos a subirla a nosotros.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second
Buah,
quarter
qué mal,
play.
tío.
On the floor for Miami. Bosh in the Birdman, Chris Anderson at the 4 and 5. Chalmers is out there with Green, and it's Freak in at the 3. Here's Thomas, goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
And guys, this game won't be close for long if they keep giving up dunks like that.
No, it won't, Jay. You're right. A glaring error defensively and letting him get all the way to the basket that time.
But it's only 2 points. I mean, it was flashy, no doubt, but still, it only counts for 2. 2 is all.
No good.
¿En serio, tío?
Excellent D there from Aflalo.
Pero somos tan malos.
I mean, you guys, he was once considered a tweener.
Esto supongo que tendría que cambiar. Porque, bueno, no sé si os acordabais en anteriores episodios que metíamos todo. Claro, aquí en la NBA es distinto. Joder, triples metemos.
Freak's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Boy, I tell you what, he loves getting looks like that from the three-point line. No one near him. That's a warm-up jumper for him.
And a new group in for the Knicks.
Avanzamos.
So the clock runs out with...
Thank you, Captain.
A ver, ahora habrá algo. Como siempre, ¿no?
All right, listen up, everybody. The second half doesn't have to be as close as the first if we pay attention to a couple of things. For the most part, we played an intelligent first half. Our passing has been crisp. We haven't given the ball away, and that's big because we can't afford turnovers. Those will kill us. I will give you credit for your offensive rebounding. You really fought hard to keep possessions alive, and it's paid off. And let me touch on tempo for a second. We're not out to use the whole shot clock, but I would like to see us get set up offensively. All right, guys, let's get out there and play a good second half.
Venga, al lío. Hombre, esto si es siempre lo mismo, pues a lo mejor lo paso, ¿sabes? Hostia, ¿qué hace aquí pidiendo pase, tío?
Porzingis is out there with Robin Lopez. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Calderon. And it's Anthony in at the 3 spot. That's the 5 for New York right now. Freak dishes to Dang. Box.
Bueno,
So he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2. Well, a scary moment.
creo que vamos a tener que tirar menos, ¿eh? Aquí no nos la vamos a poder jugar tanto como quería yo, porque es que no tenemos estadísticas. Así que supongo que me centraré en buscar tiros seguros. Bueno, estando solo, supongo. Hombre, alguna vez arriesgaré, pero... Y asistencias y demás. En defensa vamos a intentar que no nos la cuelen, porque no tenemos nada puesto en defensa. Pues,
You know, the Heat never really came back after losing Bosh. His presence on both ends of the floor is hard to replace, and they missed him a bunch.
vale, bien. Pasa es que no sé por qué no ha pasado solo. Las tengo que pedir todas.
Hey guys, I know I speak for everybody. Glad to see Chris Bosh back out on the floor. I mean, blood clots can be a very scary thing for anyone. And I think everyone is happy he's been able to make
Vale,
a full
tenemos las
recovery.
dos.
Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fans.
A ver, con que no entren, me conformo.
Pocket 6. Anthony drives in. No good off the front iron. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys have been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
Ay, me la he jugado demasiado. Pero bueno, también tenemos que intentar cosas, porque si no...
Dragic against Calderon. Fires high post. Dragic with some nice D.
The shot's there for him, and he's got to take it. I don't care if he doesn't convert. That's a shot he has to continue to take.
Here's Whiteside, and it's sent back by Lopez. Now here's Freak. He's tightly guarded. Second shot opportunity.
Bien.
Good on the shot. Freak's got 4 points this quarter.
7 puntitos. Vale, ahora nos sentarán porque han pedido tiempo muerto, así que a ver si nos sacan el cuarto. El último cuarto.
So it's New New York picking up the win.
Ah, no.
Was up for
Vale,
grabs
vale.
right until the final seconds.
Hemos perdido, pero bueno.
They showed their character in crunch time, though, doing what had to be.
Bueno, vamos poco a poco, hombre.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
And hello.
There's no doubt about it. This guy is a leader.
And that'll.
No, ha estado igualmente la cosa igualada, 20 puntos Calderón, hostia. Ahí estamos, Pero creo que le han dado jugador del partido a Anthony. Creo. No, Calderón, ahí estamos. Y vamos a avanzar. Yo creo que podemos echar una más, ¿no? Que parece que esto así avanzamos bastante. Y no duran tanto los partidos. A ver, hay cinemática. Ahí te lo estás haciendo mal. No creía que ibas a hacer este comienzo de tu carrera.
What a life, eh, freak? 1 minute you're playing 21 and horse on the courts in Harlem, and the next moment you're in the showroom, configuring the gunmetal and graphite exterior of your luxury car and your iPad Mini. Oh, I bet you get a crazy crowd when you drive that car around the block in the old neighborhood, huh?
Yeah, living the dream. Bad pandemonium. But folks from back around the way are real proud of me.
Yeah, I hear you. Local kid makes good. You know, it kind of reminds me of when I took my tech stock public and I rang the New York Stock Exchange bell and my mom's friends called her up and said, Maggie, is that your son on Bloomberg News this morning ringing the bell? And my mom says, yes, sirree, Bob, it was him. That was a great moment, freak. And you know, our lives, like a pearl necklace of great moments, all strung together with the finest silk thread of memories. And we have to be very careful how we cultivate those pearls and we thread that necklace.
Does this meeting by any chance have to do with Vic Van Leer?
I grew up in the burbs, freak. I wasn't poor, upper middle class, comfortable. My daddy worked as an accountant for one of the largest insurance firms in the country. Smart with his money. Mom didn't have to work. I went to boarding school. And then my dad died of a heart attack when I was a freshman at MIT. I was a movie geek, wanted to be a civil engineer, but I made my fortune by becoming a hybrid of both those interests. My dad didn't want me to be an accountant. Oh, listen to this. My best friend was a guy named Isidore. Yeah, we called him Izzy. He was one of the smartest human beings I have ever met in my life. I mean, Izzy was taking second-year college calculus courses as a high school sophomore, right? Straight A student, full ride to MIT. Izzy had the world at his fingertips. But he was always looking for trouble, and trouble found him. He ran with the wrong crowd. And when we got to MIT, he got this great job working for a financial consulting firm in Boston. But every weekend, he would fly to Vegas. You see, Izzy had a system for counting cards in Vegas that had the big casinos on the Strip. Oh, it's stymied. He would come back to MIT with suitcases filled with $200,000 in cold cash.
What?
Yeah.
So your man Izzy was getting hit off like that?
Like a fat rat in a cheddar cheese factory, freak.
Okay, so what happened to this dude Izzy? Because he's dope.
No, not dope. Dead.
Madre mía. Mira cómo se le borra la sonrisa a la cara.
The Nevada State Police never found hide nor hair of Isidore. And our friendship took a hit when he asked me to hang out with him in Vegas. And I said I wouldn't do it. Because I knew he was on a dark and twisted path in his life. And yes, he was my dude. But no way was I gonna throw my life away trying to show my loyalty to a guy who really and truly didn't understand what loyalty was all about.
So this meeting is about Vic.
Correctamente.
Okay, well, sir, Vic isn't Izzy.
And why's that, freak?
Well, for one thing, you and your dead friend Izzy didn't grow up poor. Me and Vic grew up in a neighborhood where we had to look over our shoulder every 2 seconds to make sure nobody was going to walk up on us and rob us.
True. Izzy and I did not grow up in the hood. But we, like you, thankfully grew up in a two-parent household. But even that wasn't enough for Izzy. He wasn't satisfied. He was always looking for a 5-alarm fire when he already had the warmth and comfort of a loving family. This is not about class warfare, freak. This is about the consequences of making bad choices and risking it all when you feel like you have nothing to lose.
Vic is like a brother to me, sir.
But you shouldn't be Brother Vic's keeper, freak. Would a brother go looking for trouble and put your career and your livelihood at risk by getting into fights at nightclubs and seedy after-hour joints and then scream to the media, "Yeah, it's all good, I'm an FOF, friendo freak. It's all misunderstanding. Y'all be haters, don't hate my game." I don't think a brother would do that to someone they really cared about, but a guy who looked at you like a meal ticket would.
No. See, you don't understand Vic.
Really? I don't understand.
No.
Bueno, ahora nos enseña algo. Pone mucho dramatismo, a la historia. No está bien que se inventen historia. Bueno, me ha mamado el tío.
Captain Cornball's off my grill piece beefing. Next thing you know, he got a 2-piece and a biscuit on his left eye. Hey, I don't know who hit him. And it damn sure wasn't me. Hey, Captain Cornball's mad because I'm an FOF, friend of freak. Hey, well, check this out, bro. You need to train that hottie before you leave the house, though. Yo, he's hot as ain't loyal, man.
What's there to understand? Are you freaking blind? You know, I just want to know, how much did you pay your lawyers to make all this go away?
Almost $100,000.
Excuse me, son, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I said I paid almost $100,000.
Exactly. And if you keep riding shotgun with Vic, you're gonna go broke. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
But Vic is my friend, and I grew up with him. How many times I gotta tell you, sir?
Freak, this is not a request. I am not asking you to do this. I am telling you to do this. And the first order of business is that Mr. Vic Van Leer is banned from traveling with you on the road. Vic is banned from the locker room. And Vic is banned from this arena. And if I catch this guy, Vic, in or anywhere near the facilities, Mr. Vic Van Leer will be arrested for trespassing.
Are you serious, sir?
Brother, I'm as serious as cancer. We all know that can be deadly.
No. Me and Vic were kids, playing summer tournaments at the Dome. We always imagined making it to the pros. And after the crowds left, just a street light was on the court, like 11:30, 12 midnight, even 1 in the morning sometimes. We used to practice player introductions, running on the court, giving dab, high-fiving the teammates. Vic, he would act as an announcer. You know, he would introduce me and announce my name on a loudspeaker, and the Jumbotron would flash my image like a little guy dressed in long shorts and a jersey. And now, fresh off his 3-game, 62-point scoring streak, the youngest player to ever do so in NBA history, Frequency Vibrations! So me and Vic would sit in those empty bleachers at the Dome and dream like nobody's business. And now I'm living a dream. For real. And in so many ways, Vic was part of that.
Please, listen to me. I mean, I know this guy's your dude from way back.
Look, me and Vic go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
That's good. We go way back. Did you say front seats?
Front seats of a 67 Cadillac.
We go way back like the front seats of a 67 Cadillac. Well, do you have any crickets? I'm going to be the hit once again at Herbie Allen's Sun Valley Shindig because my fellow billionaires love it when I walk and talk that talk.
So that almost sounds...
No, let me tell you exactly what it sounds like. I respect, admire, and most importantly, love you as a human being and a role model. But I pay you a lot. And I mean I pay you a lot of money to play for my team. And I am in this game to win it. And you can't win it with an albatross around your neck like Vic. So Vic is done. History. And here's some more lingo that I picked up from a former megastar who used to play for me several seasons ago. Thought I would never release him until I did. And now he's the sixth man on a struggling team in Venice. And yeah, I'm talking Venice with the canals and the gondolas and Harry's bar, not the street ballers next to the fortune tellers on the beach in Cali. This guy used to tell me when he thought there was a player destroying our team, don't be a hero, cut that zero. And that is what I am telling you about Vic, freak. Don't be a hero, cut that zero. The only thing Vic brings into your life is headache and unwanted and unnecessary negative attention. And it will begin to affect your mindset. And when it affects your mindset, it's going to affect your play. And when it affects your play, it's going to affect my team. And when it affects my team, it's going to affect my money. And if it affects my money, Google Translate will become your new freaking friend. I want a championship ring, freak, and I want you to help me get that ring. And banners after banners hanging from the rafters in this arena. So, freak, hear me clearly and hear me good. V, G, G, Vic, gotta go.
Madre mía, cómo lo dramatizan todo, ¿eh? Lo exageran muchísimo. Pero bueno, está bien que presenten una historia.
And remember, that contract you signed contains a morality clause, a very important clause that revolves around your conduct on and off the court, and how it can negatively impact my team. Now, I don't want you to have to learn Italian or Croatian as a second language. And hey, playing pro ball overseas, there's nothing wrong with that. But the arenas are nothing like this. Nor will the money be the same. And on top of all of that, this is the US of A, the greatest freaking country.
Venga, ese patriotismo, mamón. Madre mía.
Is Vic worth all that? Think about it. Think long, think wrong.
Está bien también cómo te lo presentan todo. Logro desbloqueado, Vic debe marcharse.
And I understand some of his judgments might shadow his actual character. He's not that at all. Man, Vic, let me tell you something. We have love for each other. We're brothers. Blood couldn't make us any closer at all. I mean, he has so much loyalty to me and to my family. You can see even Cece, has issues with him, but he still loves her. He still loves her.
Vamos, que no le ha hecho ni caso, ¿o qué? O esa es una entrevista de antes. Es que como aquí te van presentando una historia muy... cada cierto tiempo. Bueno, como esto se nos ha alargado, pues lo vamos a dejar por aquí. Esto se habrá guardado, supongo. Así que salimos. Y nada, nos vemos ya en el próximo episodio, que esto se pone interesante, ¿eh? A ver, que guarde y eso. Vale, ya está. Venga, nos vemos en el próximo vídeo. Hasta la próxima.